It's Resignation Watch, John.
Hello, how are you doing?
It's Resignation Watch.
I'm resigned to watching the resignation.
Well, he's got no real choice, has he, old Alexander Boris de Pfeffel?
Why do you say that? Of course he's got a choice.
Well...
But I mean, hold on a minute. This guy has got, I mean, for all his faults, right, he has got balls.
Oh,
the size of Westminster's Big Ben.
Look, absolutely, you are correct. He really, really does. But
and he has an insatiable lust for power.
Yes, he does. But, and I do have a but here, John. He can't govern.
I hope you're sitting. No, I know he can't. But that doesn't. It hasn't stopped him for the last 3 years.
Yeah, but he can't govern at all.
Yeah.
He's lost full support of the party, so no matter what he wants to do, they're just going to be like, nah. He's lost their...
Do you think he'll resign, or do you think they'll have to remove him?
I don't think they can remove him, because I believe the
Remove
1920...
the glasses.
Yeah, all right. But I believe the 1922 Backbench Committee have just voted to not change the rules. So
Yeah,
he is safe for a year.
Well, does that then say that maybe he hasn't lost the full support of the entire party?
Maybe. Or maybe they're doing it because they were all thinking about their own future prospects, and if they end up being leader of the party, they don't want to be able to just be voted out every 2 minutes, and if the vote doesn't go the way they want, just go again and again and again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a ludicrous situation. You can't... Well, it's the kind of thing that Democrats would do.
Yeah.
Change the rules in order to suit themselves.
You mean like universal postal voting?
Sorry?
Like universal postal voting?
Yeah. No ID required to vote and all that kind of stuff, you know.
Yeah, so anyway, for those of you who haven't... you've been living under a rock today, I assume. Boris Johnson is finished. He is. He can't govern. He can't govern effectively. And in fact, when he returned to Downing Street today, he found a contingent of his own cabinet waiting for him in his office, saying, "Come on, Alexander, it's time to go."
And among that contingent was no less than his newly appointed Chancellor.
I believe so, yeah. That's not been 100% confirmed yet.
There's a kick in the teeth for him.
Yeah, so Nadeem Zahawi, and
that guy has the morals of a snake.
Adam, it's on the list, right? It's on the list.
Yeah, just chill out, Adam. Bloody hell.
It's on the list. It's all right.
So yeah, that guy Nadeem Zahawi, or whatever his name is, has the morals of a snake. I just don't trust him any further than... I just don't trust him.
Well, I don't trust any of them, John.
Yeah, but I definitely don't trust him. You know, he was investigated by the NCA.
I believe he's... yes, I do know
for financial irregularities, although no charges were brought, and no evidence of wrongdoing was brought to light.
Well, no charges or evidence of wrongdoing would have been brought because he's the type of person who hides his money elsewhere, John.
25 million, I think he's worth, is it?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, that's on paper. That's his declared net worth. How much are they really worth, though?
Well, yeah, I know.
Well, exactly. So, John.
Yes.
I would say, what have you been up to today? But we've been very, very busy bees, haven't we? We did another live show. We live streamed Prime Minister's questions this morning, didn't we?
We did.
Did you enjoy it?
Yep, I did. Although it depresses me.
We did another live show.
It depresses me because it's like it's right. Sorry, I just finally got into BNT, and the first chat.
Yeah.
It's wrong because you're just gonna like it, and then you're gonna start fucking wearing them all the time, and it's so ignorant.
Is it the sunglasses?
Yeah.
What does it say?
I like the sunglasses, kid. You look like Eric Estrada from Chips. Did you get bullied for your skin colour at school?
My name is not Gary Lineker, John.
Anyway, right. as I was saying, where were we?
I don't know. Oh yeah, you were saying it depresses you.
Yeah. I mean, they're just such a bunch of complete and utter morons.
Yeah,
They really are.
yeah.
There's no redeeming features amongst these people.
And these people are the ones currently literally running our lives and are determining the direction of travel as to whether or not we all end up destitute and poor, John.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they're determining anything because I think it's all been determined.
Well, yeah.
We are going down. We are going down, and we're going down the biggest hole you've ever seen.
I mean, Lurpak spreadable £7.25 in Morrison's, John.
Well, but nobody should be buying Lurpak spreadable.
But regardless, it's £7.25 in Morrison's,
yeah,
John.
And how much was it before?
Not £7.25.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can quote figures at me all you like, but until you actually tell me what it was before, I can't compare it to anything.
Yeah, Shalini says Lurpak is shite. And we're trying not to swear so much on this show, so just remember that before asking us to repeat or giving us things that we will repeat. Shalini says real block butter is still cheap. Real block butter is really easy to make out of double cream. Really easy to make.
Okay, but it's also easy to buy and it's not that expensive.
No, yeah, it's true, but it's really easy to make if you're in a pinch. That's all I'm saying. And you have double cream. Really easy.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, are you going to run the list?
But it's the same video as Sunday.
Shall
I just run it anyway?
Yeah, just run it.
Just to break up the sections. Say, ladies and gentlemen, we have a list. Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
John's still raving. Look, I managed to catch him still raving. So, John.
Yeah, Ben.
What is the first item on our list tonight?
Oh, the list. The first item on the list tonight is... Well, the first item on the list was the Cabinet Ministers tell the Chief Whip.
We've done that. We've done that.
Bethel to resign.
We've done that, John.
So, is there any more that you wish to speak about? What's the number? What's the number on your whiteboard? How many did you get to?
Well, I ran out of space, John.
Right, so what's the number?
It's now at 30 plus resignations.
30 plus.
So we're now at 30 plus resignations. It is now officially the most resignations in a 24-hour period for a Prime Minister ever.
You'll be going, yes, another record.
Another record. finally, something that they will remember me for.
Something's gone right.
According to Militant Mushroom, we're at 36.
36. What did you say, 38?
I said 30 plus.
Oh, 30 plus, 36. 36, that's good.
I mean, it's certainly entertaining. DW says, build back better, lol.
Right, well, I mean...
And I tell you what, okay, so ladies and gentlemen, tonight you can see down here, my name is Nadine Dorries. And the reason that my name is Nadine Dorries is because Nadine is one of the only members of the cabinet, it would seem, that is hanging on with Boris. She does not want to let this man go. Nadine Dorries really, really wants him to stay. Now, there's only one reason for this, and do you know what that is, John?
Please enlighten me.
Without Boris Johnson, an old alcoholic who can barely get her words straight, will never have a job in cabinet again.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that, really. She's thinking of herself. She's not thinking of the country. She's not thinking of Boris. She's thinking of... I wonder if she has been sober for the last 36 hours, put it that way. I would say maybe not.
I'm just I'm just disgusted with a lot of them. I mean, it is like a schoolyard when you see them in the chamber.
You really were not happy with Prime Minister's questions earlier, were you?
Oh, it's appalling. And the thing is, it wasn't questions; they were just firing statements out.
Yeah,
and then putting pretending they were Australians at the end and going,
eh? And Keir
or
Starmer.
Canadians.
I mean, will the Prime Minister resign? Will the Prime Minister resign?
That guy, he does have a speech impediment, doesn't he?
Well, this is what he sounds like. My name is Keith, and I am in the chamber.
Keith. It's like an episode of Minder when he gets up and starts speaking. Anyway, how did he get through public school with an accent like that?
DW's absolutely right in the chat, by the way. That is pretty much Keith every week at Prime Minister's Questions. Boris has done something. Boris, you sat down at the wrong time. Yeah. You did not. Will the Prime Minister resign?
Yeah, but Keith resigned. That's the thing, because Keith's already said he would resign if he was.
I don't know what you're talking about, John. I never said anything of the sort.
Yeah, I think you did, Keith.
No, I didn't, John.
You did.
I definitely didn't, John.
So he's going to weasel out of that.
Of course he is, because it's a massive fucking I know we're not going to swear, but it's a massive distraction.
They all disgust me. They disgust me. They're not even worth. In fact, if I stood on them, I wouldn't even scrape them off. I'd just throw the shoes away.
I'm not going to say what I would like to say, because I'd like to remain on platform tonight.
Indeed. Right, anyway, moving on. The next item on the list,
yes,
if we look at the list, is we're having a bit of a spike, old chap.
Oh?
Yeah, we're having a bit of a spike in deaths.
Are we really, John?
All-cause deaths.
All-cause mortality's on the up, is it?
Yeah, there seems to... Since April, we're about 8,000 above average.
I wanna say something, though. And I sent you and Adam an article earlier on, and it was one that I was considering making a video about, but in better judgment I decided what I wanted to say, and I'm going to try to say things very carefully here, because it's about a 19-year-old girl who in 2019, 2020 had a lump on her back and was in agony.
Oh, yeah.
And she kept trying to get a doctor's appointment. She kept trying to get a doctor's appointment. So by March of 2022, right? Oh, no, sorry, 2021 was when she first noticed it, February 2021. Yeah. And by March of 2022, she finally got a doctor's appointment face-to-face. And they'd just been giving her antibiotics and telling her it was a cyst over the phone. Terminal cancer, she's dead.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty bad.
And all throughout, when I did my show Revolution from a Shed, the rants I used to go on about people that were not going to be diagnosed with cancers and the like because of this.
No, you're quite right.
And I think I said to you and you and Adam earlier on, that I feel like that those sorts of shows, I feel like they failed, because I was just simply trying to get that message out, that what we are doing is going to have a massive knock-on effect. And that relates back, I think, in a way to what you've just said, because how many of those all-cause mortality rises are from people that could not get a face-to-face doctor's appointment, that have died of cancers they did not know they have, and more. Yeah,
absolutely. And maybe even other things.
Yeah, absolutely. Things that require a face-to-face, in-person appointment at the earliest opportunity in order to get a diagnosis, John.
And yet, when you listen to that clown Sunak and his resignation letter, and Javid and his resignation letter, you think they were the saviours of us all.
They're the architects of our destruction, John.
I know that. These people are delusional.
These people...
They're delusional on a scale that you can't comprehend, because they just think they are the bee's knees. Once
again, I'm going to have to be very careful with my words here, but these people took intentional actions that they knew would bankrupt the economy, that they knew would cause massive repercussions from the fallout of I mean, there was I believe it was the University of Warwick, fact check me, but I believe it was the University of Warwick, who gave the government a study that said the fallout from the decisions they took was going to mean 500,000 deaths.
Yeah. I think it was something like that.
And I actually think it's going to be more.
Oh, I think that was a conservative estimate, and I use the word conservative in its proper term, and it's not discussing a bunch of idiots that sit in a parliament.
And it's not just because of people who are not able to get face-to-face doctor's appointments, but it's people who are going destitute, people who have lost their businesses, people who have lost their homes, their livelihoods. They can't afford to feed themselves. They can't afford to pay the tax, which then pays for the NHS, right? I mean, this is the other argument I used to make. If you're shutting down businesses left, right, and centre, where's the money coming from to go into the pot to pay for the NHS? Where's it coming from?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
It is crazy is an understatement, man.
Crazy.
Should we move on?
Yes, let's do that. Let's move on. And then thank you, Shalini, in the chat, who viewed my science piece. Did you like it? What did you think?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, thank you, Ben.
You're very welcome. And I made a pretty kick-ass thumbnail for it too.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did.
And Ben's become the thumbnail master at the moment.
I'm knocking those things out at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
We're abusing him.
They are. Ben, can I have a thumbnail, please?
He did get some abuse for his latest thumbnail, though.
I changed it twice now. Fucking Next list item, John.
And the next items we'll go to Adam's favourite topic of the moment, the Georgia Guidestones, and boom, something happened. Sounds like somebody tried to blow them up.
It looks like somebody tried to blow them up.
Well, yeah, because it said there was a loud boom.
Yes, there was.
And on examination, there was some rubble at the site. And it has. Some of the Guidestone has been rubbleized.
Absolutely obliterated would actually be.
They're still standing. Well, 3 of them are still standing.
Yeah,
and
well.
half of the one that went across the top.
Yeah, so one column gone, like Militant Mushroom says.
Just boom, gone.
And for those who don't know, the Georgia Guidestones, there's a lot of conspiracy theories sort of around, or what they call conspiracy theories, around the Georgia Guidestones. They seem to be a sort of socio-economic plan, I guess, including keep the global population below 500 million.
500 million. So the 6.5 billion of you useless eaters out there need
You gotta go. You gotta go.
You gotta go. And maybe it's underway. Well, I mean, was it not our friend Bill off the gates? You know, the gates of Borg. That
I mean, his TED talk is available for all to hear. That's all we have to say.
Yeah, that's all we want to say. It's about depopulation, and I'll not go any further than that.
His TED talk is available. Anyone can go and listen to it. And what he says that we could use to do that.
There's something he could use to do that.
And something that he just happens to be heavily financially invested in.
Yes, I think we should just move on.
I think so too.
So anyway, I while we don't condone, well, yeah, we do. Well,
we don't.
While we don't condone the destruction of the Georgia Guidestones, I think they're probably a misplaced item anyway. So yeah.
Well, put it this way, I am completely indifferent to their destruction.
Yes.
And the drone camera footage is pretty bitching.
Right. So the next item, Mark Stein is doing a special tomorrow.
Yeah, but you have to be very careful with your words here.
I haven't said any words yet.
Yes, but I know what you're saying.
Is doing a special.
It's actually tonight.
Oh, is it tonight?
It's right now.
It's a long special. I just want to know what happens. I want to see if it gets banned.
Well, it's happening right now as we speak.
So it'd be good to know if it gets banned.
So they are.
They put their stuff on mainstream platforms, don't they?
They do, but are they going to share this one out? I'm not so sure.
Yeah, quite interesting. So we'll see. We'll see where they're.
Although, is Alex Berenson on your list?
No, because you sprung that on me at last minute.
Okay, and
talk about him if you want.
Yeah, I do, because this actually directly relates to sort of what you're saying. So Alex Berenson, the journalist, has been reinstated today on Twitter after nearly a year. He lost his Twitter account last August. He was permanently suspended, permanently banned, fully reinstated, verified check mark, and all of his followers returned. Now, this is only because of a court case that he brought against Twitter that took almost a year to work its way through and has resulted in a settlement. But as part of that settlement, tens of thousands of dollars also crowdfunded to go into this court case. But as part of that settlement, he's not actually allowed to tell us what made them give in.
So it didn't go to court. They gave in before it went to court then.
So it did go before judges. There was motions to dismiss by Twitter. The judge actually allowed the case to continue. And I believe when the judge allowed the case to continue, Twitter folded, essentially. Right? But what shocks me is if you go and look at Alex Berenson's Twitter account right now, and he's only been live again on the platform for about 3 hours at the time of us doing this.
Yep.
He is going all in on the you-know-what.
Yeah.
And
okay.
I mean he is going all in. Things that you and me would be banned for saying.
Yeah.
And he is just saying it outright. And I think that he knows that he has some kind of special treatment, that he can say these things. But the thing is, because we don't know, and this annoys me a little bit, because we don't know what the linchpin was to get his account back, we aren't as protected. So we can be banned.
And this is completely wrong because this is a two-tier system. So it's not freedom of speech.
No, but he knows that he's got a shield. This
is something that needs to be sorted.
Absolutely.
If Musk is going to do anything, he needs to sort this because you cannot have a two-tier system.
No, I
when
completely
it comes to
agree.
Freedom of speech.
I completely agree.
I remember him talking about you could get your stuff promoted if you paid,
Yeah.
and it would hang about longer. Fine.
Yep.
But you cannot stop people speaking.
No.
Because that's what's happening right now. At this moment in time, we are censored.
Yeah, and I still don't know what I allegedly did.
Well, I know what I did, but I made a joke. And obviously making a joke is not allowed.
No, but the thing is, you made a joke. You made an off-colour joke, an offhand joke, right? And context doesn't matter to, obviously, the NAZIs at the twits.
Yeah.
But I still don't know what I did.
Yeah, I know. Right, moving on. Mr. Draghi from Italy had to cut short his NATO appearance in Madrid and fly home to Italy because his population are revolting.
Very much so.
I think that's that's probably quite a rude thing to say about the Italians because they're not that ugly,
No.
But,
did you see the footage?
They are revolting.
I was going to say,
They are out there.
Did you see the footage of the taxi drivers, I believe it was, trying to break into Parliament?
Yes, they're giving it, as they say in these parts of the world, they're giving it tonka.
Yes, they are. But once again, ladies and gentlemen, we at Chasing Dissent do not condone any of these actions. We definitely don't.
Report on them.
We just report on them, and we laugh at them because it's quite amusing, really, isn't it, John?
Yeah. So I mean, it's about time. It's about time because the Italians have taken a lot of crap over the last 2 years.
Oh, yeah.
You know, sealing people in their apartments with children and not allowing them out even to play for an hour. It was just ludicrous.
Then the Green Pass.
It was whole CCP level.
And then
the
Super Green Pass.
I know. Oh, Super Green Pass.
Super! Jesus Christ, how have these governments, not just the Italian, but, the British government, the French government, the Dutch government,
all of them,
how have they got away with this?
Because
how?
People are pathetic.
Well, they just
are pathetic.
They just believe everything they're told, don't they?
They either believe everything they're told or they thought, it'll blow over.
Either it'll blow over or they're just terrified of any kind of consequence because, obviously within our country, there were legal ramifications if you stepped out of line. There were fines you could get. There were prosecutions you could have. People were being given, students were being given £10,000 fines.
That's just ludicrous.
And yet the Prime Minister gets a £50 FPN. I saw
Right. Did any of those £10,000 fines actually get processed?
I don't think so. I'm not sure, but I saw an interview on Iconic the other day. I think it was with a guy named Tony Stowell. I believe I follow him on Twitter, and so he went to Matt Hancock's office during the alleged pandemic, because his mother died due to abuse and neglect in a care home, and he's trying to get a new law enacted, right?
Yeah.
So Matt Hancock met with him, and he went with his solicitor. And his solicitor is willing to go on the record and confirm this as well. This was in late 2020, so in the height of everything. And when they got into Mr. Hancock's office, apparently Mr. Hancock got right up into his ear, like a lover would whisper into one's ear, and said, "Take your mask off."
Did he grope him about the nether regions?
John, take your mask off.
Oh my God.
But this is at the time the health secretary in
the
Department for Health,
Yeah.
in his office, when there is a countrywide mandate.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving swiftly on.
Roy Chubby Brown get cancelled
Again?
by a woke petition of 57 people in Morecambe.
Do you
They
know the
cancelled the Morecambe gig because 57 people signed a petition.
I'm going to go out on a limb here, right? And I'm going to say, I don't think any of those 57 people would have purchased a ticket to his gig.
No, I don't think they would have.
But second of all, I imagine he had probably already sold more than 57 tickets to the gig.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's
So
ridiculous.
if we're going to go by popular consent, then surely his gig should have been allowed to continue.
But we don't go by popular consent, we go by woke
Yeah.
consent.
And the only reason we go by woke consent is because the vast majority of people in this country are terrified of the loud but vocal woke minority. And that's what they are. They're tiny, but they are loud and they are vocal. This is not mainstream. Most people do not believe this. A tiny minority of people believe this. It's just they know how to scream and shout.
Indeed.
Do you remember that?
Obi-Wan Nobby on B&D says, Morecambe, that's shocking. It's rough as out.
Well, yeah, that's also true. But this is not the first time that Roy Chubby Brown has been cancelled, right? Because of a woke mob.
I know.
It's ridiculous. These people, but the thing is, I don't know what they're looking to achieve, because they weren't going to go to the gig anyway.
It doesn't matter. It's like all these people from the Religion of Peace that protest movies. They're never going to watch that movie. They're not interested in the false prophet that is the Jesus of Nazareth.
No.
Yeah? So they're never going to watch the movie, but they don't want anyone else to watch it.
No, but they are never fans of or consumers of the things that they destroy. And it's the same with pop culture, right? Like, for example, the woke mindset has infected Star Wars. But do you think that Star Wars fans, actual Star Wars fans, who go out and spend money on the toys, go to see the movies 20 times in cinemas, just sort of devote themselves to it, do you think any of them are woke? No, they're not.
No. They're all Jedis. They're the greatest religion of all.
Yes, they are. You know, that is the religion I put down when forced.
Right, okay. The next item on the list.
Yes.
I'm going to read out the item and then you're going to speak about it. It's called Farmers and Tanks, Guns and Shooting.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's to the farmers uprising in Holland right now. Praise be the farmers. John, praise them. Praise them.
Praise be the farmers. Right, so tell us all about it. You've been updating us daily.
I have.
Sometimes more than once, but what's happening?
So, essentially, the Dutch government, the Dutch courts ruled that 30% of livestock must be removed from Dutch farming by 2030 in order to cull nitrogen emissions. Nitrogen emissions, John.
What's so bad about nitrogen? It makes up 96% of the atmosphere.
Well, apparently this is to fall in line with EU goals and EU directives, and that year 2030 does crop up, right?
Uh-huh.
So, this would mean that in some areas, 70% of farms would have to close, and in other areas, 30% of farms would have to close. Basically, the farmers are being shafted. There was no vote. There was no asking what they wanted. They're just being told, you will do this or else, right? So the Dutch farmers have got a bit more backbone than everybody else by the looks of it.
They appear to have, yes, and it's certainly got a lot of tractors. It reminded me of France, the amount of tractors, and they've all got these big, huge ones, because all the French ones are like that as well. And enormous tractors.
They've got in their tractors, and they've started shutting down the country. They've built barriers at the borders. Even the fishermen have got involved and started blocking the entrances to ports. Yeah. Today, this evening, I was wondering if I had time to make an update, but I don't think I do. They decided to start turning up outside all of the airports and literally parking against the doors. So they've blockaded the airports, distribution centres. In fact, today, somehow, they have managed to get their hands on a World War II tank, John. They have a tank.
I think it's a Russian tank as well.
They have a tank. And they're blocking distribution centres with a tank.
It's tremendous. Did you see the tank coming off the low loader? It wasn't a tank transporter, and it broke the ramp as it came down.
They so last night it seems it went to blows a bit by the police being as heavy.
About OTT, didn't
they? They started shooting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, these guys aren't armed, are they?
No, you never know. They're farmers. They might all have a double barrel down the side of their tank. You never know.
What's with the 16-year-old boy that got shot at?
So what happened last night was there was allegedly a 16-year-old boy that tried to leave the protest. He's a farmer.
With his tractor.
With his tractor.
Because you're allowed to drive a tractor at 16.
He was shot at by the police. A bullet missed him by mere millimetres.
I've seen the hole.
And the police arrested him. They placed him in custody. He was not allowed to contact his parents, any member of his family. They have had no contact with him. So
and yet the farmers have turned up at the police station.
They have, with all their tractors, and they've surrounded the police station, and they're demanding, A, they're demanding his release, and B, they're demanding the officer that shot at him be put up on attempted murder charges.
Well, I think they're quite right, because there was no reason to take a shot at him for leaving the scene. I mean, he didn't. I saw him leaving the scene, and he wasn't putting anyone in danger. He was driving his tractor away from people, and away from any police officers. There was nobody in front of him, so why would they shoot at him? That goes against everything that you're taught as a police officer.
My question is, have they been told to shoot at him?
No, you can't. Well,
have they been told by higher ups that you use any means necessary?
No, I think this is cops getting their dander up too much, and just not being used to these kinds of situations. Because generally, the Dutch are a very easygoing bunch of guys.
Absolutely,
they'll do what they're told, but they've just gone too far. I mean, you start taking people's livelihoods away, and they've got to push back.
Yeah, absolutely they do. And this is all they're protesting for, really, and this is why I think I'm with them, is because all they want to do is make a living, protect their livelihoods, and not have everything taken away from them. And I think you can personally appreciate that, John, having had things ripped away from you.
Yeah, absolutely.
That were your livelihood against your will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, indeed.
I mean, the thing that got me yesterday about one of the things was one of the police officers was pointing an automatic pistol at the farmer in a tractor, and a woman police officer came along and grabbed his arm and kinda just pulled it so as he would put it back in his holster, because there was no need for him to pull a firearm.
No.
And
there
that,
was
to
not.
me, these cops have overstepped the mark massively. They should be fired. They really should.
I wholeheartedly agree with you. And so, what do you guys think anyway in the chat? Let us know. Do you think that the farmers are heroes?
Yeah. Well, they do. They do in the BNT chat. Dayman30 goes, "Oh, I didn't know these guys actually looked at the BNT chat."
We do now.
Yes, we do.
We do now because I'm getting John to monitor it. Yeah.
We did the last time as well.
So I look at the chat from Twitch and YouTube, and John monitors the chat from BNT. So DW says, I saw agents/cops back in the Occupy days in London, and that was just from live streams. And this is the other thing also. There were a lot of undercover cops found.
Oh, did you see them getting hassled back into their van?
Hassled back into their police van, it was, and them drawing their batons and trying to hit everybody away. Except the thing is, they were the only ones around with their airways covered, and so it was quite easy. They were sticking out, John.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Anyway,
let's move on.
Let's move on. And a master stroke of comedic genius, right?
Yeah.
The bastard son says the whole rotten lot of them need to go when speaking of the Westminster MPs.
So she's talking about Ian Blackford as well?
Yeah, well, she has no fucking concept of irony either, does she? The whole rotten lot of them. I mean, who's the most investigated member of the Scottish Parliament in this country? The First Minister.
Yep.
Who's the one that's broken the most rules? The First Minister.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, she's such a two-faced cow.
And for those who are uninitiated to that concept, the bastard son is indeed Nicola Sturgeon. And we call her that because just Google Nicola Sturgeon's mother and then tell me that her mother is not Elton John. The bastard son of Elton John.
Yeah.
I think we can move straight on from that. I think you've said all you need to say.
I think I have.
Yeah?
Haiti. The island of Haiti.
Oh.
Pretty poor and poverty-stricken island.
Yeah.
Okay. Not very hygienic at the best of times.
Known sometimes for piracy.
Yeah, and voodoo. Yeah, but and they don't have any money, so they didn't have a big uptake of a certain treat.
Right.
1.4% of the population, and
everything's fine, is it, John?
Nobody died. Flatline. When everybody else went woo, Haiti went flatline. So the exception that proves the rule, perhaps.
Perhaps indeed.
And moving on swiftly, okay.
Indeed.
Ireland has published a list of possible side effects to a certain treatment. And one of them...
They haven't.
They have. They've published a list of possible side effects. And wait for it, one of those side effects is sudden death.
Well, at least they're saying the quiet part out loud now, John.
Yeah, they are. So, and that's published, so, from the Irish Health Authority.
So, everyone that got banned off social media for saying that should probably be reinstated now, right, John?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody that got banned off social media for saying a lot of things should probably be being reinstated.
Well, I mean, there was another conspiracy fact that I tweeted about today, wasn't there?
Yeah, which one?
There's that many, I can't remember what one it was.
We're just right too many times.
Yeah. It was the one we were bashing on. Oh, we were bashing on about something in 20. Oh yeah, about what was it? In 2020, we were going on. Oh.
In 2020, we looked young.
Yeah. Okay, let's skip that because I've lost it. I've forgotten. So Mexico, the leader of Mexico, the Presidente, has said to America. He said to America, "You either free Assange or send back the Statue of Liberty." And he's got a point.
He really does.
How can you have a Statue of Liberty when you're locking up people for publishing, not lies, but the truth, that was given to them by one of your citizens? He didn't steal it.
No.
He didn't use espionage to get it.
No.
One of your citizens gave him the information and he published it.
Yep.
So I don't understand how he could be breaking any espionage laws. Maybe your citizens broke the espionage laws, but not really him. And he's not even an American citizen.
No, he's not.
And
He's
he
an
wasn't
Australian
even
citizen.
in America.
He's an Australian citizen, and
But Team America world, please.
America. But yes,
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. Release Assange or send back the Statue of Liberty. I think we should get that put on T-shirts, John.
Yeah. Yeah, and then go to America.
Yeah.
And they haven't dropped the
They
requirement
haven't.
yet.
They have not dropped the requirement.
Australia have.
So yeah, we could go to Australia if we wanted, John.
Oh, you're funny. Anyway,
I wouldn't. Somebody could buy us plane tickets to Australia, and I'd just be like, nah.
I mean, can I sell these?
Yeah, nah.
Can I take the money in camera gear?
Speaking of Australia,
What? What
happy
about?
birthday, Daniel Andrews.
He's been hawking his mutton as well. He's been looking for tourists, hasn't he?
Oh yeah, they all are. They all are. Daniel Andrews turns 50 today, ladies and gentlemen. 50.
He's a hard paper round, that guy.
And by happy birthday, I mean hopefully this is one of the last ones you'll ever see in a free capacity. Hopefully your next few birthdays will be spent behind some kind of visitor's glass.
But who's going to lock these people up?
Well, exactly, because the police are cowards. But
It's not even the police. It's the court systems, the justice system. Everything's geared
Corrupt.
towards the status quo.
Yep.
And if you start locking up your elected members, then the status quo just falls apart.
Yep,
And
exactly.
they just won't do it. They
No.
just will not do it.
Nope. So John, let's move on.
Moving on. So the next one's actually quite serious, right? Because people have been mocking this about socks causing heart attacks. Right?
John,
Yeah.
it's not just socks. Did you not see the latest? I think it was today I saw it in the news that the cost of energy is going to cause heart attacks and strokes, John.
No, I think the cost of energy could cause heart attacks and
Yeah,
strokes.
I do too, but yeah.
But let's just go and stick with the socks.
Right.
Because they're not actually saying that socks cause heart attacks.
So what are they
What
saying?
they're saying is that socks could be an early indicator of heart disease. And they're not actually far wrong, because if you do get sock rings round your ankles, that means you've probably got a little bit of edema, which is retention of water in your lower legs. And that's one of the precursors to heart failure, to heart problems, because you're not clearing the fluid properly. So it's something to look out for, and do not mock the sock.
I mean, I will mock socks cause heart attacks.
But that wasn't the headline.
No. But there have been a lot of headlines.
People have taken that headline and bastardized it for their own uses.
I have seen once in the last year, I have literally seen a headline that says waking up in the morning can cause a heart attack.
Yeah, I know. So don't wake up.
So lots and lots of things that really can't cause a heart attack are all of a sudden causing heart attacks. Just remember that, folks.
It's a question of normalizing.
The elephant, right? The Pfizer-shaped elephant in the room. You just ignore that. Just
Don't talk about that.
Just don't talk about it, okay? That's not real. It's just over there. You can see him, but just don't acknowledge him. I implore you, says the government and the media. Let's move on. Oh yeah, they turned on the old Large Hadron Collider, didn't they?
They fired it up again, and they fire it up with more power now. Every time they fire it up with more power, they've had to do massive upgrades, right?
Right.
So they've had to spend loads of money on it. And strangely enough, every time they do this, they find what they're looking for.
Ooh.
Now, this is the thing I don't quite understand about this, because they always find what they're looking for. It's quite suspicious. It seems to be a bit like a self-fulfilling prophecy going on down there. And now they're talking about finding dark matter. Now, dark matter's going to be tricky to find because it doesn't fucking exist.
Look.
It's a made-up construct to explain why their model of the cosmos does not work.
Look.
As Mishu Kaku eloquently put it, and he is a cosmologist and physicist, as he put it, there is a problem in cosmology. While most other sciences have an issue in finding the truth, and sometimes are as far out as 10 to the power, 5 or 10 to the power 8 or whatever, cosmology is about 10 to the power 120 off the mark. So cosmology is completely lost as a science. It's not a science anymore. It's a guessing game.
Well, most of science is a guessing game, my friend.
I'll maybe actually do a video on this, but the Big Bang theory's now been debunked.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, if you want to hear more about John speaking about science, then head to youtube.com/Chasing Dissent Official, where he has a video up called The Science. Are you looking at it wrong, or something like that?
You are getting it wrong.
Or you are getting it wrong, yeah. It's a very interesting watch. It's good. Head to youtube.com/Chasing Dissent Official, and you might have even put it on BNT. I don't know if you did.
I did put it on BNT, yeah.
You did. That's good. Or brandyoutube.com/@Chasing Dissent. That's brandyoutube.com/@Chasing Dissent. And before we do move on, let's get the pleasantries out of the way. And if you enjoy these shows and the videos we're doing and all of that, you can support us at patreon.com/Chasing Dissent, or indeed subscribestar.com/Chasing Dissent from as little as £1 a month. And we really do appreciate anyone else who can help us out. We really do. But with that out of the way, let's move on, John.
Quite a serious one, right? So back in the day, like a year ago, a woman phoned an ambulance in Scotland for her husband who was very unwell. It took ages to arrive. He arrested in the back of the ambulance while en route to the hospital. She did CPR on him while the ambulance personnel sat in the back of the ambulance and offered no help or assistance whatsoever.
Is this because of the you-know-what?
Yeah, I think so. So they sat there and watched a man die, basically, while his wife did CPR. And
first do no harm, ladies and gentlemen. First do no harm.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
And she complained to the Scottish Ambulance Service and really was given kind of short thrift. So she took the complaint to the Ombudsman, and the Ombudsman has upheld the complaint.
Oh, fantastic! At least that, but doesn't fix the situation, does it, John?
Doesn't bring her husband back.
No, it doesn't. Doesn't.
No, doesn't.
And I'm so miffed. Probably with the health service more than anybody else over the past 2.5 years, because they had the power to step in and show people what was really going on, and they didn't. I've never seen the health service
so empty like this. I mean, I've just never seen people who are supposed to be health professionals, are supposed to be intelligent, they're supposed to be well trained.
They were just following orders, John.
Yeah, but they're supposed to understand risk.
Yeah, but they were told to disregard everything, John.
Yeah, but they did it. But these people you're relying on these people to use their initiative to keep you alive.
Yeah.
And they just, like you said, they just followed orders.
They just followed orders. I mean,
and they're still doing it.
But as we know, I covered it on a live show way back in the shed, right? But that St John's ambulance video that came out, and I believe it's now NHS policy as well, that when giving CPR, you are to cover the airways with a towel.
Yes. cover your face.
Yeah.
It's not a very clean towel because I've been dusting, but there. Do CPR on me now.
Yeah. How is that helping anybody?
Ridiculous. How ridiculous is
What you're doing is you're suffocating somebody to death whilst they're already dying.
Mm-hmm.
All you're doing is speeding up their death.
You're making sure.
You're making sure you're not aiding them. Well, you might be aiding them to pass on to an ethereal plane, but you're not aiding them to come back to this one. Oh, Jesus Christ, move on, John.
I will. I told you it wasn't a good one.
Yeah, but I've been I've warned about this for 2.5 years.
We're only 4 from the bottom.
That's fine. We're an hour into the show nearly.
We're an hour in nearly. Here we go. So the euro is plummeting. It's nearly at parity with the dollar.
Oh my word! Now's time. If you've got pounds, now is the time to go and get euros.
Yep. So lost 10% today, I think.
Well,
10%.
That's wow.
That's a whack in one day.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want to go to Europe and see the fighting for yourself, then now's the time to go. And in fact, on that topic, our good friend Ed the Techie, who is also one of our correspondents, is going to the Netherlands and may provide us some footage. Our man on the ground, Ed the Techie, in the Netherlands.
I hope he does. I hope he does. I'd like some footage. I'd like to see some tractors up close, John.
Yeah, tractors.
Tractors. I tell you what, I'm actually enjoying this Dutch farmer thing so much that if I had the money, I would be over there myself right now, but I just couldn't do it.
Yep. And Obi-Wan Nobby on the BNT chat says he was a project manager refurbishing old and installing new operating theatres all over the UK, and knew as soon as it started, it was, let's just say, not quite accurate.
Yeah, well, once again, as you know, and as many people know that watch this show, during March and April of 2020, I spent 5 nights a week in a major place of treatment, shall we say, and it was a ghost town, my friend.
Yep.
It was a ghost town.
I had friends working in the largest hospital in Scotland and asking for transfers because they were bored out their skull.
Yeah.
Because they had nothing to do.
I mean, we have to be very careful about what we say, but these are facts. These are facts.
And if you want to know what facts are, go to YouTube and watch Science or Dogma.
Yes. or brand YouTube.
Or brand YouTube.
Or brand YouTube. So, But yeah, I would have considered it if I'd had any money. But we're all being hit by the cost of living crisis. So, and it is real, by the way. There really is a cost of living crisis, but it was created by design, in my view. Yeah,
it's nothing to do with the incursion going on in the Ukraine.
No, absolutely not. It's everything to do with closing your economy for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why else is Jacinda and our Australian oppos over here begging for tourists?
And how are we supposed to afford to get on a plane and go there?
Oh, exactly. And what was it? BA cancel another 10,300 flights.
Airlines are cancelling flights left, right, and centre all day, every day.
The school holidays have started in Scotland.
Yeah.
And they're just about to start in England.
Yep.
Yeah.
Couple of weeks off.
Couple of weeks, yeah. So the school holidays are just about to start, and all the big airlines are just cancelling flights left, right, and centre. I
imagine all of the kids, the disappointed kids sitting at the airport, because they're not doing it with any kind of notice. Families are getting to the airport, they're checking their bags in many cases, and then just being told, fuck off, you can't get on your plane.
And what's their excuse?
Understaffing, John.
Oh, understaffing. Because they let the staff go, or because the staff are dead?
Well, the real reason, as we know, is because they had to let all of their staff go because they were shut down because our economies were closed for 2 years. But they'll try and spin it that it was a virus of unknown origin.
Yeah.
That caused it. And that's spin, by the way. I mean, that is now the go-to excuse for everyone, for everything at the moment.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, it's crazy. It's like we can't come and fix your boiler because of.
Yeah, I mean, our very own Jessie had that happen yesterday, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yep. We
Yeah,
can't.
well, it's not that important because of.
You just a couple and two small children, no hot water, no heating. That's fine.
It's a luxury. Hot water.
It's fine. We're just they were going to leave her for like 10 days without any hot water.
That's disgusting.
Well, right now actually, I will say we are in the middle of some heat wave, and I would quite happily go and douse myself in an ice cold bath after this. I am. It is hot in here. It is hot.
Yeah, but try washing kids in an ice cold bath.
Well, it depends.
Anyway, then moving on.
Yes.
So let us go back to France.
Oh, well, France,
Mr.
mais oui.
Macron.
Macron.
So what's he going to do?
I don't know. What is he going to do?
Because of the energy crisis that he is part of the creation of.
Yep.
Right. He's now going to nationalise EDF.
Well, that's EDF if customers in England fucked.
Well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because now you're beholden to France, the country.
Yep.
For your debts.
I mean, I know it is Electricity de France. That's what EDF stands for. But
yeah.
Yep, that's you as if you are an EDF customer, I would switch suppliers instantly.
I don't know. I don't know. Is it set up as a British company and is it separate from the French one?
I don't know, because if it is not, then surely the price caps would apply.
That's what I was thinking.
If it's
nationalised. In which case it should be a good thing. But well, having said that, the price caps should have. Oh no. Well, the price caps. Oh, I have no idea. I don't.
If there is a British subsidiary of EDF, then the price caps won't apply.
Yeah, I can't see it. I can't see it working out well for Britain anyway.
I can't see much working out well for Britain.
So the EDF not own Scottish Power as well?
I'm not sure. Is my genuine? It could be Eon. Eon.
Right. Okay. Moving on. So the Sun put out a bit of a scare story today.
When don't the Sun put out a bit of a scare story, John?
So the Sun put out a story that said, man hospitalised due to vitamin D overdose.
I saw this.
Right? And apparently there's medical professionals are saying they're seeing this more and more. But if you read the article, there's only ever been this one guy hospitalised. So I don't know how they're seeing it more and more, right?
Well, it's definitely something I've not really heard of before.
Well, I've heard of it once, because people do go on about vitamin D overdosing. And I've heard of it once, and it was one person again, and this was like 10 years or something ago, and they were taking over 50,000 IU a day for multiple months in order to get into a state of vitamin D overdose.
I was going to say.
And this guy's done exactly the same thing.
Okay, so it's not really much to worry about because it's not going to kill him ultimately.
No, it's nothing to worry about, right? But the problem is, as part of the scare story, they're telling you how much to take.
Yeah.
Now remember that 97% of Northern Europeans are deficient in vitamin D.
I mean,
and something like 60% of them are severely deficient in vitamin D.
Yep.
Because we don't get enough sun.
Well, no.
When we, so we don't make that much, and you've got to be out. If you were going to make enough vitamin D, you need to be out at noon for 20 minutes, entirely naked, to make enough vitamin D.
See, I have no shame, so that wouldn't bother me at all.
Yeah, it's okay, but most people do not go out in the noonday sun for 20 minutes and in the nude, right?
No, most people don't.
Most people only expose arm and legs, and you're never going to make enough vitamin D at these latitudes to have enough. I personally, and this is not medical advice, and I'm not condoning it or suggesting it, but I personally take 10,000 IU of vitamin D every day.
Okay.
And I've only had one cold in 4 years.
Okay.
And that cold was not.
It's not the thing.
It wasn't the
It
thing.
was not the thing.
No.
It was cold.
So there we go. So and the thing is, I'm taking 10,000 IUs, and they're saying take 10 micrograms, which is, it works out about something like 1,000 IU or less.
Right. Well,
Which isn't enough to keep you up to date.
Shalini says, tell John he needs K2 as well.
Beat you to it.
He takes everything.
Vitamin D3 with K2 and magnesium.
And this is the guy that has bottles of iodine.
I do have bottles of iodine.
He's just got bottles of... He's got everything. He runs a gym, for God's sake.
Iodine's really good. It's fantastic.
He runs a gym. He kind of knows what he's talking about. So, but he doesn't. He's not giving any kind of advice.
No, I'm not giving advice. I'm just saying what I do. I'm only letting you have the benefit of what I do. And yes, I am at the moment in the middle of a health kick, and I'm trying to lose weight, and I've lost 18 pounds in the last 3 weeks.
It's not bad.
So it's not bad.
It's not bad.
And I do keep you up to date every so often.
You do?
On YouTube with a weekly update now. I did it for the first 7 days, but then a weekly update. Dayman30 in the chat is asking how often these live shows are on. Well, these live shows are on every Wednesday, 8 p.m. UK time. Every Thursday.
Thursdays is kind of different.
Yeah, well, so every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK time, and on a Thursday we do a show called After Dark, in which we usually have a guest, or sometimes a film review or something like that.
Or a phone-in.
Or a phone-in, yeah. So we do something different on the Thursday one, and that again starts at 8 p.m.
So Wednesdays, Thursdays, Sundays at 8 p.m. we are live, and John's now looking at your guys' chat, so you can get involved.
Yeah, and we do the odd thing, like we'll throw up something if there's something very topical.
Like this afternoon when we jumped in and we did a live show during Prime Minister's Questions.
Yeah, and we did a live show. We did a live show during the memorial service for the Duke, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
It was so fun. I shouldn't be laughing, but it was hilarious.
Yeah, we definitely did. And we'll probably, we've already promised, and it's in November, but we are going to do an all-night live stream for the midterms.
Yeah, we'll be doing the midterms. We'll be doing that live.
So we're going to be doing all night as the results come in. We'll be there. The coffee machines, I think, are going to be working overload that night. But it's going to be a good night. We're gonna do the midterms. We've done 101 of this particular show, not the After Dark, but this is episode 101. So if you do enjoy it, then come back Wednesdays and Sundays at 8 p.m. for this one, Thursdays at 8 p.m. for After Dark. John, do we have anything else on our list?
Yeah, we've got one thing on the list, and then there's something something I want to finish with that I found incredibly funny.
Okay, so let's.
I don't know what's happened to my list. I appear to have gone awry.
He's lost his list, ladies and gentlemen.
It doesn't matter because I can remember.
Out of 101 episodes, he's never lost his list before.
I've never lost a list before.
He's lost it.
Anyway, so you're a bit of a fan. So Natalie Portman was trending today.
I'm not a fan of Natalie Portman, John.
Oh, but you're a bit of a fan of Star Wars.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought Natalie Portman
actual Star Wars, not.
I thought Natalie Portman was quite attractive in Star Wars.
She was a kid, dude.
No, she wasn't. She was an adult.
Kind of.
She was old enough.
Kind of.
Anyway, so she's in Thor, I believe.
Yes, she's in the new fourth, which I'm going to see tomorrow morning.
Well, I might go and see it as well. So we might actually talk. Sean's asking me if I want to go and see Thor tomorrow. So
yes, I'm taking the wife to see it at about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning.
I might go, and then we could talk about it in After Dark, since I haven't booked a guest.
Slacking. Absolute slacker.
Yeah, you know how much I've been slacking. Anyway,
well, to be fair, we have been flat out, haven't we?
Yeah, we have. So she's been trending. Who's the director of Thor?
Taika Waititi.
I just knew that you would know how to say his name. Right?
Yes, Taika Waititi.
So he asked her, what she was going to be doing after Thor.
Okay.
And she says, I don't know. And he goes, well, I'm thinking of doing a Star Wars movie. How would you like to be in one of them for the first time?
He's never seen Star Wars, has he, John? Because he actually...
And she said, I've actually been in a Star Wars
She's been in 3 of them.
I know.
She's been in 3 of them.
He's obviously not a Star Wars fan.
And he has
How
been...
can you get these people? How can these people really put their soul into it when they've never seen Star Wars?
Well, the reason... So, they're just corporate entities now, aren't they, film studios? So, Taika Waititi is quite a big-named director. He's had some hits in the 4 movies and more. But... They want to attach his name to a Star Wars movie, so they've gone, oh, let's give him loads of money. Yeah. He could, then we can say we've got this Star Wars movie directed by Taika Waititi. How well did that go, Rian Johnson?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. How well did that go, J.J. Abrams? The Force Awakens is okay. It's not terrible. But did you see The Rise of Skywalker?
It was awful.
It's like a video game, John. It's like, we've got to do the thing to get to the thing, to get to the thing, and that is all it is.
It was awful, awful.
As I don't know if you've ever seen him, but there's a YouTuber / ex-DC Comics pro called Ethan Van Sciver, right? His channel is Comic Artists Pro Secrets, and he's always called it The Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
And what was it? I actually got one of his shirts a few years ago, and I wore it to Disneyland. And you know, Star Wars, Solo, the Star Wars story. I got one of his shirts. It said Solo, a Soy Wars story, and I wore it to Disneyland, and I rode Star Wars wearing it.
Right, so the chat on B&T are actually quite humorous. Sorry, Twitch. Anyway, so the
are
chat
they mocking me?
I think they're mocking us both.
Oh,
right?
fantastic!
So Obi-Wan Kenobi says every Wednesday for me now. Funny is out, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I get that right. And then he says, Dissent must have vodka in that bottle. No, this is me sober.
Oh, is he talking about this?
No, that's your vape.
Oh,
no, I think he's talking about this.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah. No, this is me sober.
Oh, yeah, that's him. So you should see him drunk. It gets to the end of the show, and you can't understand. I know he's Scottish, and sometimes I have to translate him anyway. But you get to the end of the show, and Jesus Christ. I'm like, okay, John. Yeah. Yeah.
So he wants us to give a shout out for Cumbria.
Cumbria?
Yeah.
Hello, Cumbria.
Hey, Cumbria. It's probably it's the first thing you see when you leave Scotland, isn't it? Generally. Cumbria.
So they're that close to Crankyland?
Oh, they are.
Oh,
yeah.
You poor
I'm
buggers.
Sure it is Cumbria, isn't it?
So yeah. Chrissy says in the chat over on Twitch, Drunk John is a real hoot.
Yeah, I'm not drinking at the moment because I'm trying
oh my
to lose
god! I mean, she once called you her spirit animal. I remember that.
Yes,
because of how drunk you were.
Was that the night I fell over and demolished the table on the way after the show?
I've still got the sparklies up from episode 100.
What's the yellow thing in the background?
What yellow thing in the background?
Oh, it's this. It's the orange cord off my microphone. I just wonder where it was because I could see it on the screen. Anyway, right. I'm going to do a little bit of screen sharing.
Okay. Let's see how well this goes.
Yeah.
Chrissy, hold on before you do. Chrissy says, "I still stand by that statement."
Yeah, thanks, Chrissy. Right, here we go. I'm going to share. You don't need audio for this because it's only a few pictures.
Okay,
I just found these and they really tickled me. So I'm going to share them.
Come on, share your screen, John. Come on, you can do it.
Hold on.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I can. Right.
I believe in him.
Screen. I'm going to share it.
Oh, Snake Plissken has started screen sharing. So here we can see.
Can you see? What can you see? Can you see the royal portrait?
We can see the royal portrait, yes.
Yes, is it big enough? Yeah.
Yes, I'm going to put us in frame. Give me a second. I've completely forgotten to do that because, right, here we go.
Right.
There's us next to the royal portrait,
Right.
yes.
Okay. So, what's a screen? Hold on, is this screen sharing everything?
Yeah, it's screen sharing your entire screen.
Right, hold on. I'll stop that.
Oh God, he's made a mistake. There we go.
No,
I told him I believed in him.
Oh, I shared screen one. What I actually meant to do was just share the royal portrait.
Okay, we can kind of see that.
That's better.
Yeah, so we can kind of see it, but our frame is kind of in the way. Let me see if I can.
Okay,
let me see if I can change. There we go. If I put on the after dark frame, we can really see it.
Right. Okay. So is it coming up? Right. So these are portraits. These are royal portraits, and they're just awful. I mean, this one's probably not too bad, but it is pretty awful.
Yeah.
Okay? Now I don't know if she's already dead at this point. And he's meant to be mourning, and so I'm not quite sure what the face and the emblem.
It's Medusa, John. It's Medusa.
No, it's not. It's what's her name?
Medusa.
What is his current wife?
Yeah, Medusa.
What's her real name?
Camilla.
Camilla, that's it. Yeah, it's Camilla, bloody hell. I wondered, I thought it was a bulldog at first, but no, it's Camilla.
So this is painted by a 6-year-old, right?
Wait till you see the next one.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
Oh my God.
That's awful, isn't it?
Jesus Christ.
What's happened to the skin tones?
It literally looks like someone cut out a picture of her and put it on top of another picture.
Yeah, but look at her left arm and her right arm. They're completely different colours.
So we call this, in her arms anyway, this is Ode to Gary Lineker.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
But that's just scary. And what's with the she looks like she's having a stroke. Her mouth is drooped on one side. So I thought that was quite humorous.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, let's move on to the next one then.
And the next one.
What gets me the most about that is the face of the guy looking at it.
I take it that's the artist.
Even he's looking at it going, I know this is really shit. I know.
It's like, what the hell is that meant to be? I mean, she's like, oh, proportion. I mean, I've never seen the Queen look like that in my life. But
that's Dame Judi Dench, John.
Yeah, but it's not even that. See, if you actually look at the Queen's face and look at the artist, there's a bit of a self-portraiture going on there.
He has painted Dame Judi Dench. That is not the Queen.
And who's that in the background? It's like the Janny out of Grange Hill.
So I'm assuming that's meant to be Philip's.
It's Philip. I think it's meant to be Philip, but it looks like the Janny out of Hogwarts.
Yeah.
The guy with the cat, remember?
Oh, well, hang 'em. I used to hang 'em by their thumbs.
So yeah, I find these quite funny, I must admit.
DW says, actually, that is Dench. And Chrissy says the size of her hands. And the size of Philip's hands. Look at that.
It's like they've got elephantitis. Right. And there's one left. It's
There's
actually
more.
There's more. There's one left. It's actually quite a good picture. It's actually not bad. It's Charles, and it's not bad, but Charles's fingers don't look like that.
Not only do Charles's fingers not look like that, he's in that like, you have disrespected my family, and now I must kill you and your dog.
It's probably the best picture out of all four, though.
Yeah, it's not too bad. It's a lovely watercolor of of Charles, but hold on, yeah, put that one back on.
So I have to give credit to Mr. Paul Christensen, the Norse guy Paul. So Mr. Paul Christensen.
Well, that was a wonderful new segment for the
show. I thought I quite enjoyed that.
I quite enjoyed that too. Yeah, for those who were wondering, who have watched this show many times, there's the new After Dark frame. You have just got a sneak peek, but that was it. Adam, responsible for all of the updated graphics on the show, so thank you, Adam. I know you're in the chat somewhere, so thank you for that. And Adam also responsible for a bit more behind the scenes too, and he's still working with us to do lots of things, and hopefully will be appearing on a show again very, very, very soon. Chrissy says, can we keep the CAC argument the CAC art segment? Can we keep it? Can we make it a thing?
Well, if we get, send us the art. Hey, send me the art.
Send it to John.
I'll put it up there. I'm more than happy.
Send it on over to John.
Yeah, send me the art.
And he'll deal with that whilst I deal with making us TikTok famous, John.
The rave. What's the rave tune in the list of it? I'll look that up and send it to you.
I don't quite understand what's happened with TikTok. It's before we went live tonight, we had 10,000 views on the new Dutch Farmer video.
Yeah.
Now we've got 17,000 views on the Dutch Farmer video.
Yeah, but it's TikTok.
It doesn't make any sense. It does. Oh, it does. It doesn't make.
If it was YouTube, I'd be more impressed.
I would be more impressed as well. With 66,000 views on the other Dutch Farmer video.
Yeah. Okay. So, are we still live?
Yeah, we're still live.
Oh, so we're not discussing our analytics. We're actually doing a show.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right.
If you're not following us on TikTok, we're on TikTok now.
If you're not following us on TikTok, I don't blame you.
No, I don't blame you either. But we just put the little videos up there as well. Yes, we're Chasing Dissent Live, tiktok.com/Chasing Dissent Live. We fucking hate the platform, but it's a way to get the message out, right, John?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's a way to get the message out.
We're trying to grow. We're trying to build a bigger audience. We're trying to see if we can get some monetization going.
Yeah.
We would love it if you donate, but
you don't have to.
If you can't afford it, you can't afford it.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, we want this to be our full-time income because we work on it as if it was. And we would like it to be our full-time income. We would like to not have to rely on donations for that full-time income. But we are working our asses off to try and make people laugh, make people smile, but also make them think. Right, John? And as I'll always say, you never have to believe a word we say.
No.
If we entertain you and we've made you think a little bit, great.
Yep.
Oh. And on that note, John, might it be time to start winding this up for the evening?
I didn't even introduce the show.
Do you want to introduce the show?
No, I'm just going to shut it down. So with that, one and all, thank you for attending this episode 101. 101 of Chasing Dissent.
Yeah.
We'll see you again on Sunday, 8 o'clock.
Or tomorrow night.
Yeah, but I'm talking about this show.
Yeah, but Vaughan really wants the klaxon.
No. Just, we're shut down.
Just we're done. We're done.
Run the outro. Run the outro.
These people, John, making demands of us.
So demanding.
So damn demanding.
So demanding and not paying.
Hold on, I'm gonna queue up something for Vaughan. Give me a second.
Oh God.
Bye.
Bye.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me.
And it's good night from him. Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience. So, good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Mwah! Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Jim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system.
You forgot Uranus.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work to.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.